Shalom, family. Good to see you all here. I hope you're all doing well. Yeah, we're going to talk about what happened at Tennessee State and HBCU, that two MAGA dudes decided to go and crash. And, there's the right way of doing things. Isn't it funny how these folks always talking about the right way of doing things and then they fail to do the right thing? So instead of setting up a debate and scheduling it with the college and doing it the right way, they just decide to show up with their chairs and folding tables and their signs and just crashed this HBCU in Tennessee. And what I love is the students pushed back hard. I'm proud of those young people that were out there. They did not give those dudes what they were looking for. Since Charlie Kirk was taken out, they have been itching to get into it with us. And see, they really can't do it because the person that unalived him looked just like Charlie Kirk, and he's a registered Republican. In fact, donated to Donald Trump's campaign in 2024. Okay, that's the shooter, Tyler Robinson. So they were really hoping it was anybody but one of them. So they wanted, oh man, and I don't know why anybody would think one of our men would be at a Charlie Kirk rally, okay, or show up and do what Tyler Robinson did, because number one, our men don't go out here assassinating people, okay, or gunning people down at an event. We don't do that mess. They do that mess. The people that look like Tyler Robinson, those are the ones that do that kind of crap. And boy, they are outdone that they can't come at us. So they'll just create any situation to get around these HBCUs. Nobody at an HBCU did a damn thing to you, but y'all just so badly want to get something jumped off with these students. It's not even funny. They're just looking for a problem. So they found that problem, but they did not prevail that day. So I'm going to show y'all what happened. I have a couple of videos, and thank goodness those students were smart and they videoed the entire thing from start to finish. In the last clip that I'm going to show you, they're being escorted off of campus by two security guards. And of course, the students followed them all the way back to their cars. The whole crowd, they followed, made sure they got the hell off of that campus, all the way off. I certainly understand. I don't blame them. You know, what I think it is also, we haven't been around them like we used to be. Ever since we decided to sit out all boycotts and protesting and everything, ever since we decided to sit out, they have not been able to siphon off of our energy. See, they can siphon off of it when we get upset. When we get upset, that's when they'll come and grab your energy. And we have not been around them enough for them to do that collectively. And that's another reason why Donald Trump and all of the Republicans have been trying to do all kinds of little things to us to get us out there. But I can tell you, we weren't involved with what happened to Charlie Kirk. So anything Charlie Kirk related, that's not going to work out. It ain't going to work out for you at all. It's just not going to work. All right, y'all. Let me share my screen so we can get into this story. All right. And the HBCU did put out a statement that, the students did not follow their policy. If they want to come visit the site or do a debate, they did not follow the proper protocol. Of course they didn't. Of course they didn't. All right. Here we go. Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Thank you. Thank you. Well, you know these dudes, they think they don't have to follow rules. Rules are for everybody else, not for them. You know, from what I was seeing, they just openly walked on the campus. And it shouldn't have been that easy for them to get on there. That is a problem in itself. It should never have been easy for them to get on the campus in the first place. All right.
Tennessee State University is shaking. Yesterday, two white men sat out in front of the women's dorm and protested, having signs that said DEI should be illegal and deport all illegals. They came and brought right wing rhetoric to an all black college. I wonder why. There's a lot to the story. Let's talk about it. So, two white men sat in front of the women's dorm. Number one, that's automatically scary. Everybody knows right wing America does not like womanhood. They are very, very opposed to feminism and women's rights. So, the fact that they sat out front of the all girls dorm is very scary to me. I would have immediately tased, maced everybody. Now, the men's name was Kim Higby and David Kayat, and they are on a tour called the Fearless Tour, where they go to different colleges and debate their ideals. Now, they never told Tennessee State that they were coming there and protesting, setting up anything. They just did it, which is completely unauthorized. The signs that they said is DEI should be illegal. Now, what's interesting about DEI and DEI hires is people attribute them to people of color. DEI and affirmative action generally benefits white women more than it benefits any people of color. So it'd be like white women, then Asian women, then Asian men, then black men, then black women. And that's probably even after Latinos, who can sometimes pass as white. So DEI is like, you're really taking down the rights of your women, but that's a conversation for another day. So they said it should be illegal and deport all illegals. Now let's talk. Now, of course, the students weren't going for that. In a very hilarious ploy, the students would actually grab the signs, take them from them, and leaving these very disoriented men to look very goofy on camera, grabbing the signs and trying to take it back. But what's interesting to me is when you go on their page, the rhetoric that they tried to create was that they were going to get harmed by one of the young black students. On David Kayat, who, first of all, I've been around white people for a very long time. This name sounds very, very, very ethnic. It does not sound like anything that is first generation American. He ain't a Smith, he ain't a Williams, he ain't a Morris, he ain't a Brown. Kayat, that sounds like something foreign and white, whose parents just probably tried to assimilate to whiteness. But baby, the illegal immigrants that brought you over here made sure your last name stayed Kayit, whatever. But I digress. So he's talking about the little black boy who could have been coming out of workshop class, could have been doing anything at school, because this is his Tuesday school day. He said, what's he doing with that screwdriver so close to me? First of all, you're a guest in their space. You don't know where he was coming from. He could work maintenance sometimes as a student and have to do that in his class. But you're trying to make it seem like it's like a black boy with a weapon when the weapon is really like your hate speech. And it made people in the comments say, why is your student preparing to harm someone? You guys really needed security. You're doing great. And I said up there, he should have let the guy finish the job. I was like, he should have finished the job, just like that right wing man down to Utah who handled what he had to do. They hired a private security and they made sure that the security was a Black man because they would never put their people in the line of fire to be in harm's way between other Blacks. Oh no, we're only going to sacrifice your people for the sake of us. So he said, this was our security guard today. This is how Tennessee State treated him. Yeah, because you tried to do a thing and they knew what you tried to do. And it looks like all the students are doing is catching them on camera. I don't think they're harming them at all. They're just popping it to him, saying whatever they have to say, and they're catching him on camera. Tennessee State put out their own statement about the unauthorized behavior of these men, because you have to understand, there are some people that are on these campuses that are underage. Everybody's not 18 years old yet on a college campus. There may be some people that are 16, 17. So these may be underage children that they have a liability over, women that you're harming. You see what I'm saying? Especially if you did not have a permit, they can sue you. And I pray Tennessee State presses charges to the fullest extent of the law. Today, a group of individuals unaffiliated with Tennessee State appeared on campus without prior notice. In accordance with the university policy, any demonstration or protest activity requires advance approval and permitting. You have to get a permit. Campus police and staff responded promptly, and the individuals were escorted from the university grounds without incident. At all times, TSU students conducted themselves in a professional and respectful manner. And it seemed to be that on all the videos. All the students, they were catching them on camera, but they didn't harm them. And the safety and well-being of our students, faculty, and staff, mind you, faculty and staff at a lot of HBCUs are elderly people. So this could be the harm of women, children, and the elderly, fullest extent of the law, immediately. The safety and the well-being of our students, faculty, and staff remains our highest priority. TSU will continue to uphold university policies and ensure that the campus remains a safe, welcoming, and orderly environment for all members of our community. So the students got them up out of there, had them shook in their boots. Do you hear me? And this is from one of their pages. She says, we were afraid to post the signs. We were proud to post the signs. They're not in the videos because they were stolen, ripped up, and made into Black Lives Matter signs. Students at TSU, you did an amazing job. You're doing great, sweetie. Absolutely, that's what you do. Cut those signs up and let them know Black Lives Matter today on this campus right now.
A MAGA-affiliated group known on social media as the Fearless Tour decided to make a stop at the HBCU, Tennessee State University. Now, they came unannounced, uninvited, and unwelcomed to Tennessee State University to try to set up a debate table. They set up their debate table with big signs with inflammatory rhetoric on it, like DEI should be illegal and deport all illegals immediately. Needless to say, this did not go over well with the students in the HBCU, which is basically what they wanted. They wanted some type of incident that they could catch on tape to say that these students were to be feared and they were dangerous and violent and all of that. Well, because that is usually not the case, the students, although clearly not happy in the footage, never laid a hand on the MAGA affiliates. Instead, they called the university staff and police to come and escort them off the premises. Because this MAGA group was not affiliated at all with the Tennessee State University, and they did not ask permission to come there and start a debate with the students, they were promptly asked to leave and escorted off the premises, with a crowd of students and cops peacefully walking them to the door. And I will say that in the footage, it was kind of funny to see them believe their own rhetoric. The MAGA affiliates were escorted out, but they were completely surrounded by Black police officers and Black students as they went. And one of the MAGA affiliates that had the camera on the entire time would put the camera towards his face, and you could literally see the fear in his face as they're escorting him out. The thing is, the students around him, they weren't even stunting that dude, but he drank his own Kool-Aid and they believed their own rhetoric so much that he was actively uncomfortable. If you are following me on the YT, I will try my best to find a clip at the end of this video because it was hilarious. But in all honesty, stuff like this is not funny. And they're becoming more and more bold in Black spaces, to the point where two men in Mississippi were strange fruited. One of them was a 21-year-old Black college student going to school at Delta State University, and the other was a 36-year-old man that they found outside of a Vicksburg casino. In the case of the student, even though he was found in the middle of a courtyard by the pickleball courts, and there is a discrepancy on what state his body was in, the police immediately tried to say that he did that to himself. before coming out a day later saying that the case had some developments, not specifying what those developments were. Mixed information has been coming out about that case since. And the coroner's office is disagreeing with a lot of the information concerning what condition that student's body was in. Naturally, there is a lot of distrust, especially since the police were so quick to come out saying that he had done it to himself, as well as the other 36-year-old found in the same condition on the same day. So civil rights groups have rightfully gotten involved, wanting an actual investigation as to what happened to these two men. And Colin Kaepernick has come forth offering to provide the funds for a third-party autopsy. Because two Black men being found in trees in Mississippi during a time when the rhetoric against Black people has become so bold is starting to not only drum up a lot of memories for people who are still alive when those things used to happen a lot more often, but it is drawing up concerns for people in the Black community who are feeling less and less safe. They are always trying to make it seem as if the Black community are the ones who are the instigators. They are always trying to make it seem as if the Black community are the ones who are violent, the ones who are criminal, who are always committing some type of heinous crimes. And yet they can never keep themselves out of our spaces. Make that make sense.
Guys, HBCUs are under attack, and I say this because Nashville has several universities, Vanderbilt, Trevecca, several that you could have gone to visit, but no. These far-right white evangelicals came to say they wanted to debate at Tennessee State University. Why did they pick the HBCU? You can deduce just as much as I can what the rationale was. But this was pretty calm. They, I think, had a cup thrown at them, and police actually escorted them out. But what I will tell you, if this happened back in 97 on 3500 Johnny Merritt Boulevard, the outcome would have been a little bit different. But HBCUs are under attack.
All right, settlers, I'm back, and I'm ready to have a lecture about your obsession with wanting to harm HBCUs. You know, the institutions that expose who's superior and who's inferior. I mean, we can all see that you love the bands. You steal the dances, you copy the swag, but you keep HBCU funding on life support while blowing money on PWIs where only 0 to 25% of the enrollment are graduating. It's clear that the colonizers don't want Black Americans to have their own institutions. They want Black brilliance funneled into their schools. See, they understand the intelligence that's within Black Americans, which is why there is such an effort to control just how many are allowed to obtain a degree, especially when the PWI enrollment and degree numbers are trending lower and lower each semester. And HBCUs are bursting at the seams, literally record-breaking numbers for graduations and enrollment. Exhibit A. Tennessee State. The state itself just admitted to withholding $2.1 billion from its own HBCU, a calculated move to keep TSU struggling, to make their programs harder to run, to make their degree harder to get. So when the athletics are underfunded, where do the top recruits go? When the music programs suffer with low recruitment numbers due to an intentional low budget, how can we certify the next generation of great music educators? I mean, look at how dramatically the band has shrank in size. This is a Grammy award-winning HBCU program. Where does the next genius music producer go? They get scooped up. Their talent gets monetized. But the legacy, the community, the Black ownership, stolen. Another case of start your own, do your own thing. And when you do, you always attack with pettiness and jealousy, and the usual theft of resources and talent to create dependency, harming innocent young adults for absolutely no reason. A sick obsession with control. You're the only people competing. You're actually trying, and you're still losing to the Black Indigenous people of this land who are just existing and are still smoking you like a Newport. Just take the L.
Just so that we're all on the same page, okay? Just follow along with me and see if we can establish a pattern. We had a white male recently, if not today or yesterday, pop 2 migrants, okay? Before then, we had a white male at a white college in a predominantly white state pop a white male, Charlie Kirk, okay? Before that, we had at the same day, we had a white male do a school pop. Before that, we had a white male pop three officers. That's correct. Pop 3 officers. Before that, there was a white male that threatened an HBCU. I think that's what we have so far. So if you guys have an IQ above room temperature and you're following the pattern that I just showed to you, we all know what the problem is. You ready? We're going to say it all at the same time. All right. You ready? The problem is Black people. That's correct. That's right. That's right. Oh, wait, what? I feel like like you guys didn't say black people. Yeah, the problem is black on black crime. That's what you need to understand. I don't know what, it sounded like you guys were being racist and we're saying white males or something like that. No, the problem is black on black crime. That's what the pattern that I just showed you, that's what that clearly shows is the problem. Black on black crime. So, as I've said before, one of the traits of the lineage of evil is to take no accountability, none whatsoever, because there is a clear problem that we need to be addressing, and they want to blame black people. They want to antagonize black people. They want to blame everyone, but who's at fault? They want to get trans, they want to get illegals, they want to get black people. That's what seems to be going on. And you had a group of white youth, MAGAs, with their MAGA hats and everything, who had a bright idea. And you want to know what their bright idea was to go to an HBCU uninvited and to antagonize the people there. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I may not agree with some of the other commentators who'll probably do a video on this because I understand why they went there. Okay, it's clear as day. All right, if you have an IQ above room temperature, you obviously know why these white kids went to the HBCU. It's the only place that they feel safe. Damn. I mean, and we're going to be honest. You know, their mother probably told them to go to an HBCU. Like, we're going to be honest. Their mom either told them to go to that school or she was relieved upon hearing which school they were going to. Hey, mom, we're going to wear our MAGA hats and we have like signs for people to debate us. We're going to go to a school and we're going to do like uphold what Charlie Kirk was doing. What school are you going to? I want you guys to be safe, okay? I want you guys to be safe. What school are you going to? Oh, don't worry about it, mom. We're going to go to an HBCU. Yeah, we're going to go to an HBCU. Yeah, a lot of black people there. Okay, you mean with the niggers? Oh, yes, absolutely. You should go there. Okay, I thought you were going to go to one of those other schools with the white kids. No. Go to the blacks. You'll feel safe there. You'll be okay. You don't have to worry about any school shootings. You'll be safe there, okay? All right, you call me, all right? You call me. Like, you know and I know that's probably how that conversation went, right? You know, like, she probably recommended them going there for out of safety, okay? Because they don't have to worry about school shootings or them being targeted at HBCU. Sure enough, they go there and antagonize the people at the HBCU. They antagonize black students. Now, as I said before, it's obvious why they went there. A, for safety reasons, okay, because they probably didn't want to get popped, and B, to antagonize black people. So, you know, you hit two birds with one stone. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. Now, y'all know the playbook, right? Y'all know the game plan. You throw stones and then say, what? I didn't do anything. Why are you guys attacking me? And then the white tears and all, y'all know the playbook. And that's exactly what happened, right? They go there uninvited, no permits, unannounced, because once again, this is the slave master mindset. What I tell y'all to read Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome, and Dr. DeGroy talks about post-traumatic slave master syndrome. Now, the slave master doesn't need permission from the Negroes. The slave master doesn't need permission from the slave. Slave master can do anything they want. And that's how they felt, right? Because they were going to a PWI, they would have called up the dean, they would try to get permits, they'd be like, hey, we would have been here, we need security from here to here, and this is how long the event's gonna be. No, but in HBCU, they just go on there just like, I'm the slave master, okay? I'm gonna do what I'm gonna want to do, all right? And that's what they do. They set up shop, they put the little, it's not even like, they wrote this on like white cardboard, right? What? They like pour white ignorance. That's what we did. They pour white ignorance with the MAGA caps, with the little white cardboard, talking about with the microphone, talking about, yeah, let's debate. And, you know, guess what happens? They get kicked off. they get kicked off. And I want people to understand, let this be a lesson to all you white ignorants out there. Please do not go around start antagonizing black people for your, as far as, I don't know, your shortcomings. What you need to be going to is, you know, other white institutions. That's what you need to be going to. What you need to be going to is your white local government. You need to be going to your white representatives in government, in Congress, in the Senate. That's what you need to be going to and asking them, hey, how do we help these white males, you know, stop this rage of violence? Well, how do we address this problem? Maybe we need to give them all, you know, women upon them being born or upon them, you know, hitting a certain age, like little Timmy is given a girlfriend by the government, something, bruh, right? Because I mean, there seems to be a commonality between all of them is that they're incels. So I'm like, if the government, and I'd be all for it, okay? I'd be all for it. If the government were to like clone women and give little Timmy a girlfriend upon his, I don't know, 10th or 12th or 16th birthday, because they starting young, bro. They like we saw the person who popped Charlie Kirk. They're starting young. They going gaga goo goo bam bam bam. So I don't know. We figure out an age range what's acceptable for him to have an interaction with a girl or a friend or something. I mean, can we do AI? Like the government gives all the little Timmies an AI companion upon them hitting their 12th birthday or their 13th birthday, something like that, right? We got to curb this violence that they're born with, that they're taught. I don't know, but all I know is negatively impacting the entire country. All right, that's all I'm saying. So maybe there's a government option like that helps the little Timmies out there, so we don't have to live in fear.
He's out of line, but he's right.
And another thing. Why y'all keep on trying to antagonize people? Did y'all not learn anything from Charlie Kirk? Like, damn. I'm not, trying to make light of it, but I'm just saying, how about y'all leave people alone? I just don't understand. Leave people alone. Is this so hard for y'all? I'm trying to understand if this is genetic defect. Is this the culture that they teach just to be nosy, just to antagonize people? I understand the lineage of evil. But bruh, we got to figure something out, because as soon as them getting kicked off of campus, what they want to say, oh, look at them. They're so low impulse control. Oh, they're chimping out. Oh my God. Right. And I'm like, listen, if you think so negatively of black people, then why do you want to be around black people?
Beta.
Huh? You're so afraid because they want to say, oh, they commit the crime. Okay, so if you believe that the black people bad, right? As I go, the Neanderthal mindset, black people bad, white people good. If that's what you believe, that, hey, the campus is filled with just a bunch of violent criminals, why then would you go on that campus and then, to add on top of the stupid, trying to antagonize those people that you believe are criminals?
Uh-oh, retard alert. Retard alert, class.
Does that make any sense? Can someone in the high IQ neighborhood explain that one to me? Because I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't go to lions and then antagonize a lion and then start crying and weeping and hollering when the lion rips off my leg. If anything, we need to be protecting black people from the white ignorance. Because what's going to happen, mark my words, I'm telling you, the white families, they're going to start sending their kids to HBCUs.
No. Wait.
I'm telling you, watch the enrollment. Watch the enrollment, fam. Y'all think I'm joking. You're going to have an influx of white kids going to HBCUs because their parents can be like, hey, I'm not going to send them to that PWI. I'm not going to send them there. I'm going to send them to HBCU because I know they're going to be safe. I know little Timmy is going to come home. And as long as little Timmy doesn't act a fool, right? He doesn't get racist or anything, little Timmy is going to be safe. Mark my words. There are probably going to be more white people at HBCUs than black people. Watch. Y'all think I'm joking? Watch. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think. Whether or not you believe, like I said, you're just a racist. You just hate white people. That's what you do. Or if you believe, hate what? From everything that I've been seeing, it seems that white people hate white people. Black people got nothing to do with this. We weren't even at Utah. We weren't even at the TPUSA event. Y'all keep invading our spaces. Like, what are y'all talking about? Lord, this lineage of evil is something else. Anyways, if you happen to disagree, you know where to find me. Thursday through Saturday, Disagreement Day. There'll be number on screen. You call in, we duke it out. Otherwise, hope you guys enjoy the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment. Let me know what you guys think and subscribe. And all that fun stuff. Till next time, guys, be amazing. Okay, you mean with the nigga?
There are a slew of videos going around the internet right now, specifically on TikTok, of what transpired at Tennessee State University, which is an HBCU. And basically what you had were these MAGA bros wearing red Make America Great Again hats on the campus of an HBCU where they held up signs that read, DEI should be illegal, deport all illegals now, let's talk. Let me be clear about something. This is political violence in word form. And I actually think that a lot of people could take some notes on this. You do not debate the rights of human beings and just the right to be a person in a country that actually benefits greatly from diversity. Secondly, what really gets me is they're going after DEI, which we already know is the new woke. It's the new term to label Black people. And because you're too cowardice to say the word that you really want to say, you use these. And here's where we can take some notes. You don't debate fascists, as Mehdi Hassan told us in his Jubilee. So what did the students at Tennessee State University do? They got in good trouble. And you know what else happened? The university stood up for them because these dudes that I'm looking at right here, they didn't have a permit. They're not students. They were trying to provoke people, and they lost. And one of those SOBs, his name is Cam Higbee. A lot of people know who he is. Let me just give you a brief description. Grifter, moronic, unintelligent, and also manufactures consent for the G-side that is going on in you know where by being part of the MAGA influencers that were flown out, as the reporting states, by the state of you know who to show, oh, food. They're saying there's no humanitarian aid. Here's the humanitarian aid. Oh, they say that there's no food trucks. I see the food trucks. Oh, they say there's no gas. Look at all this oil. Look at all of this. And a lot of these people work for PragerU, which is a whole nother video. But Cam Higbee is part of this new debate me bro thing. And you know why he's doing all of this? Number one, because it's a grift and you get paid really handsomely if you sell out. Number two is there's literally a spot open because of the unfortunate events that took place this past month. And he's trying to take it. So F him and F his buddy too.
Hey, what's up, man? Like, oppressing hell. You feel me? Like, it's a crazy day out here. Yeah, that's right. Packed up and packed out.
MAGA supporters invaded our HBCU.
What is going on over here?
You called the East primitive for what? We created y'all knowledge. We created y'all science. We created y'all math. Y'all didn't do shit besides steal. Y'all didn't do anything.
Now, this is the kind of energy that I like to see because you're showing up to an HBCU campus unprovoked for absolutely no reason but to antagonize Black people. And here's the thing. The antagonistic behavior towards Black people has continued to increase since Charlie Kirk's death. Whole time, Black people had nothing to do with it. We just minding our business, our Black ass business. But to try to trespass on somebody's campus to promote what you know is directly in opposition of said campus is egregious. And I personally feel like they should have been arrested. But since we all know how that go, I'm proud of my HBCU brothers and sisters for doing this.
Showing them the door.
We walking them to the door, y'all. I don't even know how they got on campus.
And my thing is, you just know that they wanted the Black students to respond in a way that would make them feel justified or allow them to be able to go to the media and say that Black people are violent or ignorant, whatever it is. And I feel like that would have been warranted. But either way, they got them out of there.
MAGA supporters invaded our
What is
HBCU.
going on over here?
You called the East primitive.
As y'all watching this video of these MAGA people invading the HBCU, you know what you notice? Nobody is harming them. Nobody is touching them. Nobody's putting their hands on them. They are speaking against them as these white people are clearly trying to antagonize and get some form of violence. I am extremely proud of these black men, these black women, these young black college students that saw white men come into their area, into their space, and instead of attacking them, instead of shooting them like they did Charlie, instead of shooting them like they do all the time, they just escorted them out. Who has a problem with being with these black kids that were clearly antagonized by white people, and they sent them off, and those white people get to go home safe? Charlie didn't go home safe. Think about that.
What went down at TSU yesterday isn't even about the MAGA mob that showed up. They're pawns, loud but empty. The real question is, who sent them? Who bankrolls this circus? Who pulls the strings to make sure black spaces get targeted while pretending it's grassroots? This wasn't some random drop-in. This was manufactured chaos, orchestrated distraction. They know exactly where to send them. And why? Because TSU represents resilience, history, and power that they will never control. So no, I'm not wasting energy on the puppets and the red hats. I'm calling out the puppeteers hiding behind PAC money, dark networks, and backroom strategy meetings. The ones desperate to intimidate, infiltrate, and disrupt. That's where the fight is. That's where the accountability belongs. Until we drag them into the light, they'll keep sending their little attack dogs to do their dirty work. And let me be crystal clear. We are not accepting white supremacy in any form, not in Tennessee, not at TSU, not anywhere. You don't get to come on the black campuses and think intimidation is going to work. That era is dead and buried. And if you thought we were just going to sit quiet, you played yourself. So let the message ring loud. We're not intimidated. We're not silenced. And we're damn sure not going back to Jim Crow because some billionaires and politicians think they can bankroll a mob. You want to fight? Then step out of the shadows and show your face. Until then, your pawns will keep losing.
All right, Mr. White.
Hi, Jaden. I saw. Riley.
And live from News Channel 5, we have Riley Warner.
I told y'all the police is coming.
That was great recording.
I told y'all how many reporter, the best of all.
Man, they came up here trying to rile up these TSU students, but they too smart. We educate our babies, you feel me? We ain't going. Ain't nothing
You
different.
feel me?
Ain't nothing different from that.
They not going. We too educated. We ain't gonna let y'all suck us in. These you talking about the 4.0s is right here. 4.0s is right here.
Okay, they good condoms. I don't know why they going around.
All right.
They're over there by my car now. So
All right, Dr. Warner, you gotta sign us off. Hold on. You gotta sign us off. Reporter Warner, you gotta hold the microphone and sign us off. Come on.
Okay, Dr. Warner is signing off. I told you.
Come on.
Dr. Warner is signing off. I'll let y'all know everything that was happening. They've been escorted off, so that's it.
And cut to this Vandy on this TSU campus.
All right, y'all. So that's what happened. That big old crowd walked them all the way to their car. The security guards, they really wanted their asses out of there. I don't blame them. And I'm glad they did not entertain what they were trying to do. And their topics, DEI and immigration. What the hell does immigration got to do with our people? They just steady be trying to put things in our faces that are not even our issues. It technically not even DEI. Like they said, white women were the biggest beneficiaries of that. So the topics alone were not even anything that really truly pertained to us. So well done. Well done. I'm glad they got their butts out. They took their signs, ripped their signs up. And the ones that were holding up BLM, that was pieces of the signs they had taped onto the table. They ripped it up and wrote BLM on there. So well done. I'm glad these young people handled it the way that they did. And they got the hell out of there. And that's what you do. You don't give them what they want. Don't give them what they're looking for. That's exactly right. So the young people at Tennessee State rose to the occasion, and they deserve a lot of credit for that. You know, hey, they walked away with their lives from an HBCU where they were trying to start trouble. So they didn't end up like Charlie Kirk. So y'all, thank you for being here. I really enjoyed our time together. I'm going to be coming back again with another live. And of course, you know, I'm going to be touching on the rapture, and we'll do that one last. I believe that one's at 7:45. So I will see you all then. Shalom, family.